Alright, hey guys, we're going to go ahead and start with some new material on Unit 7 here for greatest common factor. And that's what this means right here when I say GCF. And that's going to mean greatest common factor. But if we're kind of looking through the warm-up here for a second, I know that you're probably not doing the warm-up. I still need to kind of go over what it means for us to have a factor. Okay, and a factor is a number that actually goes into another number. So if I ask you if 6 is a factor of 50, 6 is not a factor of 50 because 6 does not go into 50. However, if I ask you if 7 is a factor of 105, yes, 7 is a factor of 105 because 7 will go into 105. We'll go in 15 times. Okay, so because 7 times 15 is 105, 7 is a factor of 105. So if I'm looking for the factors of 28, okay, we're looking for the numbers that go in 28. So the best way to do this is to kind of work from the outsides, in the sense that I say, okay, we start with number 1, okay? We know that number 1 goes in 28. 1 in 28. Because 1 times 28 is 28. 2. Well, 2 and 14 go into 28. 3 does not go into 28. 4. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 5 does not go into 28. 6 does not go into 28. 7 does, but we've already counted this. Okay? So these are the factors, and I would encourage you to just go through the numbers 1 through 10 to see if they go into the number that you're looking for. In the sense that I did, does 1 go into 28? Yes, 28 times. Does 2 go into 28? Yes, 14 times. Does 3 go into 28? No, it does not. Does 4 go into 28? Yes, it goes in 7 times. Does 5 go into 28? No. Does 6 go into 28? No. Does 7 go into 28? Yes, we already hit that. So my factors of 28 are 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, and 28. 20 doesn't go all the way over there. 28. Let's do that again. For some reason my tablet is not going all the way over there. Alright, so let's do this again. Let's try and see if I can change this. Alright, so my factors are 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, and 28. Okay. Now we're going to tell whether or not it's prime or composite. Prime means that the only two numbers that go into the number that we're looking for are 1 and itself. So number 11 is a prime number because the only two numbers that go into 11 are 1 and 11. However, 98 is a composite number because we know that 1 goes into 98. We have 1 and 98. However, we also have 2. 2, it's an even number, right? So we know that at least 2 will go into 98. It'll go in 49 times. So because you have more than 1 that goes into the number, it's a composite number. Alright, so let's look at what we're going to be working on today in our assignment. So, the prime factors. Alright, it's basically the factors that we're looking for. So if I'm looking at the factors of 40, we're doing the same thing that we did before. We're going through 1 through 10. So does 1 go into 40? Yes, 1 and 40. Does 2 go into 40? Yes, 2 and 20. Does 3 go into 40? No. Does 4 go into 40? Yes, 4 and 10. Does 5 go into 40? Yes, 5 and 8. Does 6 go into 40? No. Does 7 go into 40? No. Does 8 go into 40? Yes. We already got it. So these are going to be my factors right here. So my prime factors are 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. Those are my factors of 40. So if I'm looking for the factors of 66, again, we're doing the same thing. We're going to run through the numbers 1 through 10 that go into 66. So if I'm looking at 66, and if you hear background noise of a 3-year-old, you'll have to forgive me because she's off the chain right now. All right, so does 1 go into 66? Yes, 1 goes into 66, 66 times. Does 2 go into 66? Yes, 2 goes into 66, 33 times. Does 3 go into 66? Yes, 3 goes in 22 times. Does 4 go into 66? No. Does 5 go into 66? No. Does 7 go into 66? No. Does 8, 9, or 10? No. So my factors for 66 are going to be 1, 2, 3, 22, 33, and 66. Those are my factors. So in your assignment, you're going to be asked to do the prime factorization, or at least listing the factors of them, the prime factors of them. All right, so then if I'm looking for the greatest common factor between two numbers, I'm going to list those factors out for each one of those numbers. So if I'm looking at 60, let's list the factors of 60. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12. Okay, so those are going to be my factors. Oh, I'm sorry. And 6 and 10. All right, so we have a lot of factors here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, 60. Those are my factors. All right, let's look at the factors of 100. So 100, we're going to have 1 and 100, 2 and 50, 3 does not go into 100, 4 and 25, 5 and 20, 6 does not go in, 7 does not go in, 8 does not go in, 9 goes in, or 9 does not go in, 10 goes in. So 10 and 10. All right, so now I have my factors of 100. My factors of 100 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, and 100. So I want to now look at, now that I have the factors of each one of these numbers, what's the largest number that they both have in common? Okay, so if I'm looking for the number that the largest number that both of them have in common, I'm going to look here, I think 20. 20 is the largest number they both have in common. So my greatest common factor for 160 is going to be 20. That's my answer. All right, let's look at the next one. All right, so if you want to try this on your own first, you can go ahead and pause the video, or you can go ahead and look at these. All right, so 26. Let's look at the factors here. So we have 1 and 26, 2 and 13, 4 does not go in 26, 5 does not go in 26, 6 does not go in 26, 7 does not go in 26, 8, 9, or 10 does not go in 26. So these are my factors right here. All right, so 52. When I look at the factors of 52, I have 1 and 52, 2 and 26, 3 does not go into 52, 4 and 13, 5 does not go in, 6 does not go in, 7 does not go in, 8, 9, or 10 does not go in. So these are my factors right here. So if I'm looking for the largest number that both of these have in common, the largest number that both of them have in common is going to be 26. So that's my greatest common factor. My greatest common factor is 26. All right. So when we're now introducing a variable to it, all right, let's kind of skip through here. A variable, all right. So if I'm looking at this, let's go ahead and just list the factors of 15. All right, so my factors of 15 are 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Okay, so that's pretty easy for that. 9, well, 1 and 9, and 3 and 3. So the largest number that they both have in common is 3. That's the largest one they both have in common. So my number, my greatest common factor of the numbers here is going to be 3. Now, when we're looking for the greatest common factor in the variables, in this case it's x, I'm going to pick the one with the smallest exponent. So I have an x to the third here. I have an x to the second here. So my variable, if I'm looking at again, if I have an x to the third and I have an x to the second, my greatest common factor is this. So 3x squared is my greatest common factor. All right, so find the greatest common factor of each. Now I have two variables, but I'm not going to do anything different than I did before. I'm going to first find the greatest common factor of the numbers. So I have the greatest common factor of 25 and the greatest common factor of 40. So let's list these factors. I have 1 and 25. Sorry, it's 25. 2 does not go in, 3 does not go in, 4 does not go in, 5. All right, so these are my factors of 25. 40, I have 1 and 40. I have 2 and 20. I have 3 does not go in, 4 and 10, 5 and 8, and that's going to be it. So my largest number that goes into 25 and 40 is going to be 5. So that's my greatest common factor in the numbers. Now, let's look at the variables. We have a y squared and a y. See, a y squared and a y. So I'm going to pick the one with the smallest exponent, y. I have an x squared and an x squared. Well, that's pretty easy. They're both the same. So I'll take the x squared out. And that's my greatest common factor. All right. So when we're doing this next one, as you kind of work through it, your answer, the greatest common factor between 12 and 36 is going to be 12. M squared and m squared is m squared. Now I want you to look here. This doesn't have an n. This one does. So if you do not have the same variable in each one, you can't take it out. Right? You see, if I have an m here and an m here, then I'll pick the one with the smallest exponent. But if I just have an n here and no n here, well, there's no common factor to it. There's no n over here. So that's going to be it. That's going to be my answer right there. All right. Let's look at another example. All right, so we have 16a to the 6th and 9. So again, if I'm looking at my common factor between 16 and 9, well, let's look at 16. We have 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4. For 9, we have 1 and 9, 3 and 3. What's the largest number that they both have in common? Well, in this case, the largest number they both have in common is 1. All right, so that's going to be my common factor here between 16 and 9 is going to be 1. Now I have an a to the 6th here. but I have no A over on the other term. So therefore, I can't take an A out of both of them. So therefore, there is no common A. In the second one, I have a B, but I do not have a B in the first one. So therefore, I don't have a common B either. So therefore, I'm only left with 1 as my common factor for both of these. All right. Same thing here. 8 and 7, my common factor, my largest common factor between the two of them is 1. I have an X here, but no X here, so I don't have an X as a common factor. I have a V here, but I don't have a V here, so I do not have a common factor. So therefore, my common factor, or my greatest common factor between this 8X and 7V squared is just going to be 1. All right? And that wraps us up here. All right, so you have a worksheet that's going out on CUDA. Please make sure that you are working on that. If we need to go ahead and meet at any point, let me know. We can do a Zoom meeting at some point and go over any questions that you have. Otherwise, let's go ahead and make this assignment due. We'll go with Thursday. What's today? Wednesday? No, I'm sorry. Let's do this Friday. So Friday morning at 10 a.m. Friday morning at 10 a.m. is going to be when this assignment's due. So let's try to keep up with it. Okay? I hope you guys are doing well. I know you guys miss me a lot. I can't say that the feeling is mutual. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I miss you guys too. Getting bored here in the house. Kids are driving me crazy. So anyways, hope all is well, and hit me up with any questions. See ya.